Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Corner. Welcome to Art Regner's video blog for FoxSportsDetroit.com. It is Friday evening and time for our football picks as football season is beginning to wind down. Bowl games, and of course, the Lions have two more games to play before they look towards next season. Last week, not a great week, not a bad week. 500, 3-3 on the week. That means for the season right now, I'm 44, 42, and 4. A lot of fours in there. And on my Karsh House Lock of the Week, I was correct again the second week in a row, and now 9-6 on my Karsh House Lock of the Week. The teams that let me down, and as you know, I do put a lot of thought in this. Want to show you everything that is going on. Arizona in the bowl game, in the college bowl game, Toledo and the Lions. And Green Bay, Minnesota, and then my Karsh House Lock of the Week was Carolina. So at least I'm rebounding in my locks of the week, which I started off at 6-0, then 7-1, then went on a horrible string, but now 9-6. Hopefully I can I get to 10-6 next week and have a real good week where I'm finally really just soaring above that 500 mark, because as you know, these are very, very important to me, and as I said, a lot of thought goes through me, but it doesn't translate down on my picks. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, I'm in the holiday spirit. No holiday cheer, just in the holiday spirit. So up first is only one college game we're going to look at this week, and that is the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl to be played right at Ford Field the day after Christmas on December 26th between the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, I believe, versus the Central Michigan Chippewas. Western Kentucky is favored by 5.5 points, and unfortunately, and you're never going to accuse me of being a homer, I like Western Kentucky in this game. I just think that even though Central came on, I was stunned that they even qualified for a bowl, which, I thought that they were really going to struggle, so I tipped my cap to Dan Enos and his club. I just think Western Kentucky's a better football team, and they're going to win by more than 5.5. And, I know I'm really taking a lot of people off. A lot of my friends, a lot of people are big Central Michigan fans, and I'm glad to see them at Ford Field in the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl, but I do not see them winning. Now we go to Saturday night. And the Lions are in Monday Night Football played on Saturday. Another national TV game. That is 5. There we go. 5 for the Lions this year. The Atlanta Falcons come to town. If Atlanta wins the game Saturday night against the Lions, they clinch home field for the entire playoff run in the NFC. Atlanta is the 3.5-point favorite over Detroit. I went with the Lions last week against Arizona, against my better judgment, just because Arizona lately has dominated the Lions, regardless of the record. But I am going with Atlanta. There's bad blood between these two teams from last year when Atlanta beat Detroit in Detroit. I don't see any difference right now. I just think that the Lions are, what's the old expression, I-75 eyes. I don't see it. The only thing the Lions really do have to play for, and I know they're professional and I know they're going to try. I'm not trying to knock them, but really, I think the only reason everyone's going to watch is to see if Calvin Record can actually break or come close to breaking Jerry Rice's single-season receiving record. But he might get a lot of yards. But I don't see the Lions scored a lot of points, which has been the story this year for them. So I see Atlanta winning that game. Turning to action on Sunday, Dallas is a 1-point favorite. They host the New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure what's going on with Dallas. They were fortunate last week to beat Pittsburgh. I like New Orleans in this game. I just think at this point, the Saints are kind of playing for themselves, and I think Drew Brees is going to go nuts. Then we go to a couple of NFC North matchup. The Chicago Bears are on the road at Arizona, and they are favored, the Bears, by 5.5 over Arizona. I like Arizona in this game. Maybe it was impressive. I just think Chicago, their defense might be starting to show their age. Brian Urlacher was mouthing off about the fans and don't boo and all that kind of stuff. Jay Cutler isn't 100%. And even though Arizona is a pathetic and pitiful football team right now, I just think Chicago is really on the downside, and I see the Cardinals maybe not winning this game, but by losing by less than 5.5 points. Then the Sunday night game, which is going to be a really good game, goes back to when Jim Harbaugh was at Stanford and Pete Carroll was at USC. These guys don't like each other. San Francisco travels up to Seattle to play the surprising Seattle Seahawks, and San Francisco is favored by 1 point. I thought last week that San Francisco would lose to New England, and That didn't happen. And I just think Harbaugh's got his team ready and poised. They seem to like Kaepernick. So I'm going with San Francisco in that game. If San Francisco wins that game, they clinch the NFC West title. And if Seattle wins, they actually clinch an NFC playoff spot. So a lot riding on Sunday night's game. And then my Karsh House Lock of the Week, I'm going back to the NFC North. Christian Ponder got married to ESPN's Samantha Steele. Congratulations, you crazy kids. Way to go. You know, I'm so happy, and I'm glad that you eloped last Monday, and I know the world is a better place because of it. And Minnesota has a lot to play for. Adrian Peterson on the cover of Sports Illustrated this week, going for the record 2,000-yard season and everything. I like Minnesota playing at Houston against the Texans, getting 9 points. So my Karsh House Lock of the Week, I am taking the Minnesota Vikings getting 9 points against the Houston Texans in a game being played in Houston. So quickly, let's go through our picks once again. In the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl to be played on Wednesday, December 26th at Ford Field, the day after Christmas, Western Kentucky is a 5.5-point favorite over Central Michigan. I like Western Kentucky. Saturday Night Football, which is Monday Night Football played on Saturday, the Atlanta Falcons are a 3.5-point favorite over the Detroit Lions. The game, of course, is being played in Detroit at Ford Field. I like Atlanta in that game. Then turning to Sunday NFL action, Dallas hosts the New Orleans Saints, and the Cowboys are favored by a point. I like New Orleans in that game. Chicago goes on the road and plays the always tough, I guess, at least they were last week, the Arizona Cardinals. Chicago is favored by 5.5 points. I'm not sure if Arizona is going to win this game, but I like the 5.5 points, so I'm taking Arizona. I think if they do lose, they will lose by less than 5.5. Then the Sunday night game should be a terrific football game. San Francisco is at Seattle, and the 49ers are favored by a point. I like the 49ers in that game. They made a believer out of me last week against New England. And then my Karsh House Lock of the Week is the Minnesota Vikings travel to Houston to take on the Texans. The Vikings are getting 9 points. I like the Vikings in that game and the 9 points. So there you have it, everyone. A very special Art Regner video blog's coming up. I will vacate this chair, and my good buddy, my good personal friend, Santa Claus will be here. And he will be wishing Christmas cheer and a couple of very special presents he has for people on the Detroit, southeastern Michigan sports scene. But until we meet again, have a great and pleasant holiday. I'm Art Regner for FoxSportsDetroit.com. Take care. We'll see you. Bye-bye.